A long time ago, before cities filled the earth, before the world as we know it, there lived a man named Enoch. Now, Enoch wasn't a king, a warrior, or a builder of great things. His name wasn't known across the land for his riches or power. But there was something special about him, something different. Enoch walked with God. But what does that even mean? And why does his story matter to us today? Well, let's take a journey back in time and find out. Enoch lived in a world that was drifting away from God. People did whatever they pleased, chasing after their own desires, ignoring what was right, and forgetting the one who created them. It was a time when darkness was spreading across the earth. But Enoch? He wasn't like the rest. While others lived for themselves, Enoch chose to live for something greater. He wanted to know God, not just to believe He existed, but to truly know Him. So, every day, Enoch walked with God. Now, walking with God doesn't mean Enoch took morning strolls through the garden while chatting with the heavens, at least not in the way we might imagine. Walking with God means he lived his life in a close relationship with Him. He talked to God, he listened, he followed His ways, even when it was difficult. And because of that, something incredible happened. Enoch became different. He grew wise. He understood things that others didn't. And as he walked with God, God revealed things to him, things about the future, things about His plan. Enoch became a messenger, a prophet. He warned people, telling them that one day God would bring justice, that their choices mattered, that they should turn back before it was too late. But most people? They didn't listen. Still, Enoch kept walking with God. Now, here's something amazing. Enoch's life pleased God so much that God had a plan for him unlike anyone else. You see, in those days, people lived for hundreds of years. Enoch himself lived for 365 years, a short life compared to others at that time. But something happened to him that had never happened before. One day, as Enoch was walking, maybe out in the fields, maybe under the stars, something changed. Enoch was here, and then he was gone. Just like that. The Bible tells us Enoch walked faithfully with God. Then he was no more, because God took him away. Genesis 5:24. He didn't die like everyone else. There was no sickness, no grave, no funeral. God simply took him away, straight into His presence. Imagine that. One moment, Enoch was walking on earth, and the next, he was walking with God in eternity. So, what can we learn from Enoch's story? First, it's not about how long you live, it's about how you live. Enoch's life wasn't the longest, but it was full of meaning because he chose to walk with God. Second, we don't have to follow the crowd. Even in a world that had turned away from God, Enoch chose a different path, a better path. And third, when we walk with God, we discover something greater than this world. Enoch walked so closely with God that, in the end, God brought him home in the most incredible way. And maybe that's what we're meant to do too, not just believe in God from a distance, but walk with Him, daily, personally. Because when we do, we find what Enoch found, something greater than anything this world could ever offer. So, the question is, are you ready to walk with God?